Leia and I's set diorama is the diorama for the entire play. Our theme is, a community that refuses to see its problems will eventually have to deal with them, and we went for a minimalistic yet symbolic set. Done by cutting thick paper to fit onto the initial structure we were given, the stage is split into two. In terms of proportions, in real life the top stage will be much lower down, as it would be difficult for the audience to see the action on the top stage, and the pillars in the front are covered with white paper just so it will look neater. The top stage has only a structure of the fence, made by cutting chopsticks and placing it on foam for stability. It represents the problem of the alienation and inability to accept others in communities. Therefore, those who are accepting and realize the problem are situated on there, reinforcing our theme. Because the top stage essentially only consists of the fence, it is symmetrical and has straight lines, which creates a neater and orderly environment, contrasting to the stage below. The bottom stage is enclosed on both sides, done with paper that we just glued on, in order for it to take the shape of a box. The idea of a box was inspired by the performance Expecting Isabel by Cranston Design. The characters whom are unaccepting and refuse to see the problem are situated in the bottom box, and the box shape symbolizes that they have a boxed or narrow mindset and are trapped inside it. The stage also consists of random broken fence bits surrounding the action. This shows that they now have to deal with the problem and have only made it worse by being ignorant to it. The wall of the bottom stage is made out of crumpled paper and has a three-dimensional and rough texture, adding to a harsh and rowdy environment. The bottom stage is asymmetrical, as there are stairs on one side and the fence bits on the other. However, although there is an air of brokenness and somewhat of chaos, there is still a sense of unity, as nothing in particular is out of place. A trapdoor, which was done by cutting a square out of the paper that makes up the top stage, allows the actors to navigate between the stages. There is a staircase from the bottom stage that leads up to the top stage, and we made this out of paper, although in the real set it would be three-dimensional in order to properly function. The bottoms of the steps are jagged lines to fit into the harsher environment of the bottom stage. However, as it gets higher, it transitions into smoother lines to emphasize the difference between the two stages. The change in shape also portrays to the audience that the change in mindset is a gradual process, but when you reach the neater and clearer top stage, meaning you've realized the problem, it is intact and smooth, unlike the frayed fence parts in the bottom stage. Some characters progress throughout the play in terms of mindset and acceptance, such as Jedediah Schultz. Therefore, they would progressively move to the top stage via the stairs. We left the wall behind the staircase open, so during a real performance, the actors can get backstage to change. Placed on the stair frame, there is a Welcome to Laramie sign. The sign, unlike a realistic one, is made out of black foam and was cracked and broken through scissors. The cracked texture portrays what refusing to realize the problem has done to the town of Laramie, and the broken sign represents the broken views of the characters that are present in the bottom stage. The sign contrasts against the white background, and the actual words in white contrast against the black of the sign. Therefore, the sign is emphasized through contrast, as it is of important significance to the theme. There is a light that will shine down from the left of the ceiling on an angle so the whole top stage is lit, and some light will go through the trapdoor and into the bottom stage. The entire bottom stage will therefore be much darker, although we will have a shadow light coming from the ground, so the actors' staircase and bits of the fence will project onto the wall. Although everything on this set is inanimate, when projected, the broken fence parts will help bring the box to life in a creepy manner. The dark and creepy environment of the bottom stage greatly contrasts to the open and bright environment of the top stage, and with religious influence this is symbolic of heaven and hell. The bright light on the top and the fact that the actors look somewhat heavenly being on the top stage reinforces this, and it is an ironic statement against the abundance of religious figures in the script that refuse to accept that there is a problem. And in our play, most of them are in the bottom stage. Throughout the performance, we also want there to be a lot of projections for different scenes. For example, the chaotic media scene in which the whole wall of the bottom stage will be covered in news reports. These images, along with the shadows of the props and actors, will be distorted, as they will be projected onto the rough and bumpy wall. This symbolizes the distorted views of those in the bottom stage. Tying into emphasis, the set also has a lot of negative space to focus the audience on the action and symbolism. The set is harmonious as the use of white and fence parts show the relationship between the two stages, as they are still the same community, which in this case is Laramie, and gives somewhat of a coherence to the set as a whole. Additionally, both stages are white in order for the shadows and projections to be dominant, as they are both significant to the theme. As aforementioned, the projections help establish the mindset of those in the bottom box, and lighting is used to contribute to the illusion of heaven and hell.